Yo, hey everyone, how's it going? Today I wanted to say like I'm super stacked. What's going on is that basically I'm taking a lot of different compounds than the other day I made the last video, and NSI 189, ACD 856. I see those as a base, a backbone kind of for what I'm doing. And I did all the nasal sprays. I've Epitalon, Cmax, Villon nasal sprays, right? So that's important because I do have something to say about Cmax. Cmax was interesting. Yesterday I had it, and then I started to clean my room like pretty good. And now there's kind of like even an echo in my room because I cleaned it up so good. There's no clothes like muffling the volume and the sound. So yeah, it's pretty good. I've been doing a good job here. And sometimes there's just those compounds or substances that you take, like maybe a little bit of cannabis sometimes, and you feel like just cleaning all your stuff and your room and brushing your teeth and stuff. And so I found that happens with quite a few different substances, and it comes from this place in the brain where you either relax the inflammation, create more brain cells, whatever, have this boost of awareness where you see things that are out of place much easier and you go right away to fix them. And, on a daily basis, in our everyday lives, you get some mental fog going on where it's like you get stuck in a pattern and you don't have this complete you get that blindness like when a hoarder has all the stuff cluttered around their entire house. It's like, well, they had a blindness to it. That's basically how it started. They were lacking spatial awareness, and I bet you could like get a CAT scan or whatever scan on their brain and see that they're lacking like activity in the spatial awareness area, because most of those horrors they could just put the stuff in different places and it wouldn't create an awful disaster. Either way, you get the idea. It changes the brain cells to make you more healthy and do these good habits and cleaning and everything. And I feel that from quite a few different things, and especially with like really good cannabis or really good nootropics, right? So you have like if I take lion's mane or something, you feel relaxed. Maybe you don't necessarily feel like doing a bunch of stuff and cleaning, but if I take Cmax, then you feel active. You want to get up and go and clean stuff. So that's what I noticed about Cmax. It was important. I wanted to note that, right? And I can write that down really quick. I was feeling really sleepy yesterday, yeah. So, and I actually chalked that up to just being sick. Like I was sleeping so much, slept so much, got better from being sick. Being very sick and tired. And so, the numbness in the toes, numbness feeling seems to be from being sick. Um, is going away a little bit. As I feel better from being sick, the numbness is improving. Right, so obviously it has to do with being sick. So I'm not worried about this stuff causing numbness, any of these nootropics, mental chemicals. Uh, it's fine. It's fine. Basically, I know that it's definitely all right. Even though ChatGPT, AI, Gemini convinced me that it's totally possible that I get periphery nerve tingling and sensation from taking too many brain growth and brain stimulatory compounds. Yeah, that might happen, but I think it's very rare, and in my case, it's definitely not true, right? It's not the case. So, um, You know, it's something that will happen if you're growing up as a kid. Your body's expanding, your brain's expanding, your nerves, and can feel numb even naturally, right? And yeah, I asked, and it also talked about how it can be from sickness, and that's quite normal, right? If you get numbness from being sick. So I'm not worried about it. Moving on, whatever, it's fine. I think it'll be gone soon. So yeah, moving on, right? PQQ I just took along with Noopept, and I was in the mind state, right, before I made this video, that I was thinking, I got to get this video going before I get busy with my day and daily activities and everything, and just forget, right, or just get in a different mode or something. And screw that, I'm making the video now. But either way, so the PQQ, I took it and I felt more of a mental energy, and I feel good, I feel clean, I feel straight. So right, in a cognitive mental way, feeling like cleaned out and pretty fresh. So I think PQQ is definitely something where you could get an alertness almost similar to caffeine, but it doesn't work that way. But um, it's nice. It's definitely nice. And then I took Noopept, right? And I think right now the Noopept is like hitting me. So yeah, I think that definitely the Noopept has some alertness, some verbal memory, awareness skill, some brain cell enhancement on that level, right? And I feel like, yeah, better verbal fluency. That's definitely something I can say about Noopept. Better alertness, verbal fluency. PQQ, I just took it on an empty stomach, like it says you should. It's water soluble, so best to take on an empty stomach, right? And I honestly I feel like it's mixing with Noopept to make a sort of, a buzzy, energetic feeling. Um this is how I want to feel. This is interesting. It's cool. I feel good. I feel like dopamine. I feel refreshed. I really can't complain. I also had a boost of Cmax. So right, get it straight. I'm having to be completely clear here. I had Cmax, PQQ, and I also had the mushrooms too. And I also had okay. What kind of benefits should I expect today, right? What should happen on a cellular level, right? So let's see what Gemini thinks. I like how these are like their own conversations, their own little journals that you can backtrack into, and it's going to reference all the past stuff you've been mentioning before. So I mentioned viruses, so it's talking about post-viral assistance that these compounds can help me with. Uh, I mentioned all this other stuff that it's gonna bring up when it answers for me, so that's really cool. But I have like maxed out the conversation before, and so when you ask the AI, the Gemini here at least, which I like to use, it will mention all this stuff. The thing is, ChatGPT doesn't mention, if you ask for dose ranges, they won't give you a complete answer. And it's like, well, you're not supposed to be taking this stuff or whatever. And it's like, no, I just asked for what doses they used in studies. And that's something that's, you know, widely available, accessible. You should be able to tell me without dancing around the bush. And that's what ChatGPT wants to do. They want to dance around the bush and avoid straight answer. And I just hate that attitude. I don't see why should I use two prompts to dig into the details and actually like beg it to give me a straight answer? Like I shouldn't have to beg the AI to give me a straight answer. Really, like guys, it's crazy. So I'm asking Gemini, and they give me a straight answer. So that's why I use it. That's all it is. Nothing against ChatGPT. Um, and that's what you'll see in these different AIs here. And I just love how it references all the earlier stuff I was talking about, because it's keeping all these ideas in like a working memory for you. You don't have to like keep all your working memory. Oh, well, I was talking about, ACD and NSI, but that was 2 days ago. I shouldn't have to remember exactly everything I was talking about. Um, because, this will for me. This will do it for me. So, and not everyone can like remember all, 10 compounds that they're taking at once, right? And so it's just it gives you a refresher, and it gives you more straight information for your specific situation. But anyway, let's get into this. So um long-term epigenetic TRK remodelers. This trio is designed for acute same-day executive function. You have a sharp wave of mental clarity, verbal fluidity, tense focus. So that's what I'm feeling. They're right. It's true. It works. A clean energy lift without the jitters. I do feel a tiny bit of jitters, and I'm only taking like regular doses of this stuff. Half dose of Noopept. Um, one snort of Cmax or whatever. I don't know what the doses exactly are. I just take one snort of it, and we're good. Right, I want to stay on low doses for the nasal stuff because it just seems like they work fine in that way. And I would rather, instead of dosing it twice every time, just dose it twice as long, like over a month, as opposed to like 15 days if it runs out fast. I don't want it to run out fast. So that's how I'm approaching the nasal sprays. So the glutamate receptors, right. So enhancing glutamate sensitivity makes the neurons fire efficiently, and makes you think fast, I guess. That's the whole idea. Force an immediate boost in long-term potentiation for complex long-term memories, right? That's good. BDNF and NGF. We love that. That's basically what all this stuff is for, right? Because BDNF and NGF, they create brain cells, influence long-term intelligence. That's exactly what we want. ACD and NSI is working on a slow 2-month timeline. Cmax is a same-day nootropic blast. That's fun language right there, isn't it? Excuse me, I have some kind of nasal blockage. Well, I did take Cmax, and I don't want to blow my nose, so I'm not going to yet. Igniting cellular power plants, right? Brain consumes 20% of the energy. PQQ assists that, right? As a camp response. You know what's crazy? That PQQ is a camp response. I was taking forskolin, and it's basically like the same color. The powder is like the same color. It's like this reddish hue to the powder, and yeah, it's really cool. I love camp agonist pathway sort of substances. If you guys use that, if you ever use forskolin, it's excellent stuff. It makes you so like mentally clear. I used to use it all the time. Great stuff. So that's something about PQQ. Yeah, if you guys see anything that has to do with the camp, cyclical adenosine monophosphate, or whatever it is, it's probably going to be good. Like, some people have their concerns about it. You know, it's a little controversial because it's like you look it up and people say if you stimulate this pathway, you don't know what might happen because it's not well studied. But it's generally good stuff. Like, um, it is. And that has to do with agmatine. I was taking agmatine and forskolin, and I thought it was like a world shifting combo. It was a crazy supplement combo. It just made you like feel unstoppable. I don't know how to say exactly, but crazy feeling from that combo. If you guys want to try that out, I know it's pretty crazy, pretty effective. That will change your body. It's not like some placebo crap. And so it basically says it's gonna protect me from the virus, whatever disease I have right now, you know, little sickness I got for the past 2 weeks. And it thinks I'm pausing the NSI and ACD. And I did yesterday, but I'm taking it again now, so it doesn't matter. And taking all this stuff, like I thought, you know, oh, maybe it's gonna like make me run out of energy, get a headache, if I take too much. And I mean, right now, nah, no, really, no. There's no weird interactions. I just feel like clean, great energy, and that's that. So feeling good today, and you know, I'm on the tail end of some kind of like virus or sickness I had for a week or two, and it's getting better. So, you know, tons of sleep. Been feeling so tired, but I got my sleep, and I got good diet and food and everything, so I'm not too concerned. Um, this is also the test to see if this will help me like get over sickness like very quickly, and I think it helps a little bit. Maybe, you know, it would be great if this stuff helps get over sickness or something. Could it help kill um my, you know, common cold or sickness for about 2 weeks, sore throat, tired, feeling. It will not directly kill anything, right? That's what I thought. Well, it's not for that, so I'm not disappointed here or anything. I didn't expect it to. But yeah, the turkey tail and shiitake and reishi, I also took that. I feel great. I think that might play a part in everything, right? I just took that on an empty stomach. It said I should, right? So that should be the best way to absorb it. And so that's the first thing I ate today. 2 spoons of all these mushrooms and everything. Turkey tail, shiitake, and reishi. And it's interesting to know like these things, they could have an effect on the stack. Will this have an effect on other items? Stack, help brain growth, or help immune system? So just to get a refresher on like what these are gonna do too, because I am taking them now, and it's important to get the full picture into scope. And yeah, I'm taking Villon, so there's a Villon synergy. So that sounds great. That's awesome. So I'm gonna have tons of natural killer and T lymphocytes. And let me see, T lymphocytes are T cells, right? Another term for T cell. That sounds good. Brain growth. So it says that the NGF coming from lion's mane is going to interact with ACD to become more effective. Lion's mane makes the NGF, and ACD makes it more efficiently received. So that's awesome. Because you're in high neurogenesis cycle with NSI 189, your body has increased demand for raw materials. Prebiotic fibers and polysaccharides help maintain gut axis where your neurotransmitter precursors are managed. So that's good. It always mentions with NSI 189 that it's very metabolically demanding to use this substance that will grow the brain and stuff. Maybe that's making me sleep more and more tired and stuff because it's metabolically demanding or whatever. It's using all this nutrition in my body to grow more brain cells. And and that's definitely true. It's definitely proven. Ugh. And so it's gonna be crazy to see what might happen there. But basically the whole idea is that it's so metabolically demanding that when I take like PQQ or something that helps my metabolism that and my cells and my mitochondria, that something like that will help even more. It's basically saying all the different synergies, right? And I can't say it's wrong. Like, sure, taking all this stuff can be risky, and there could be, you could have some warnings like, hey, you might get headaches from too much cholinergic activity and stuff like that. And it's told me that. And I know that can happen. And, it's why I don't take choline. Choline overflows my cholinergics and gives me a headache. I don't feel good with it. So it's one of the nootropics that it just doesn't work for me. Um, yeah, I gotta tell it. The numbness is feeling better. So post-viral small fiber inflammation. I probably got like COVID again or something. Like I probably got something like crazy illness where it's like hardcore, like the flu or COVID or something. Because I was down for the first 2 days. I could not like stand, bro. I was in bed the entire time. I was feeling like I was gonna vomit. I've been getting hit with these sicknesses just traveling, and it's a ride, man. It's serious stuff. I've been knocked down like crazy. Uh, Because last month I had something like that too. Beginning of May, man, I couldn't get out of bed either at that point. Um, my stomach was killing me, you know. Um, and you just try to stand up and everything, and you're just spinning, bro. You got a headache, you're spinning. You just want to go back to sit down again. But you need to get water. It's like you get so dehydrated, you need to go get water, and your head is spinning. It's 2 times in the past 2 or 3 months, I got those intense kind of sicknesses. Never like the common cold is whatever, right? But it's been crazy. And then now my body's just like in this recovery phase where I feel so sleepy. And it's okay, but I have stuff to study, so I'm busy, so it's not great, obviously. I think I'm getting over it. Either way, what were we talking about? Yeah, the nerve sensation is crazy, and I think it's getting better. My immune system handled clearance beautifully. My mushrooms and Villon did their job. Your tracking logic is flawless to isolate the variable. Are you planning to lock this synergistic baseline in for your 2-month block? Let's say I'm planning taking this mix of the lines, man, everything. Until all values are dead and feels great. What organ benefits can I expect? So I'm running a little long on the video, but I just love asking like what kind of benefits am I getting? And it's fun because you're like, oh, the liver's good, and it's like, wow, my liver's healing, I feel great about that. Makes you more optimistic, right? Shiitake and reishi protect the veins and the heart system, so that's awesome. 2 week illness forces kidneys to filter cellular waste, right? um Polysaccharides help the kidneys, cardiovascular system, circulation. And so it says that the ACD and NSI will work well with the mushrooms. And that's something I feel like they're all the mushrooms help brain cells too, but they don't like grow a ton of them. Like, but these chemicals are going to. And so they're going to work together to create even more brain cells than the ACD and NSI alone. And also help other stuff like the metabolism to assist those compounds and create, new neurites, nerve endings, with nutrient-rich blood, it says. So it's exciting. I'm gonna keep taking this mushroom combo. It's pretty easy. I mixed it together the other day, and yeah, it's pretty great. And yeah, so without further ado, that's all I have to say. I think I'll come at it with another video tomorrow or the next day. And that's that. I mean, I'd love to have a few awesome little video journal diary things that I can look back on and be proud of, like I said. And hope some people will like it. I know this is stuff that, if I had like 100K viewers, like people would like seeing this stuff, talking about this stuff. People are interested in these substances and making like a biohacking stack and everything. But they listen to like a lot of like podcasts on it that are already popular and like Andrew Huberman and stuff. And those aren't very much in detail. They're useful for popular support and like, they they're useful with trends and stuff like that. It's like, oh, the creatine biohacking trend where a lot of these podcasts are talking about how creatine influences like helps your brain cells and everything and helps your memory and stuff, and that's a trend lately. And it's cool for these trends and everything, but they're not going to get in the nitty gritty details and actually tell you like the real world effects. I don't think these podcasters and people are actually like taking the substances that they're talking about. That's my issue with it. That's the difference with me. That I can tell you from my experience, this stuff is working a certain way that, you can have that reliable distinction where someone took it and they had this effect. And I look for the cleanest supplements that are, you know, standardized, um, toxin free. I try to get high quality stuff so that I know what I'm working with and that it has exactly the effect that it should. And so you can know without a shadow of a doubt when I take something, I tell you there's an experience going on where I feel like more clear, healthier, that there is some truth to it, that you will probably get the same effect if that's what you're looking for, or if it's not what you're looking for. you know. So these videos could be really helpful to a lot of people interested in these substances, and that's also the purpose. So I hope people, you know, have a good time and can enjoy it in that way too. Yeah, peace out.